Hi everyone, this is Lady Vintage Bags here. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. And today I'm coming at you with a video titled, Is the vintage Louis Vuitton Sac Friedland handbag in the Kenyan fawn the vintage answer to the Hermes Constance 24 in the gold on gold in Epsom leather? So let's take a look, shall we? So we all know that Hermes Constance is a highly sought after and very expensive handbag. And for some people it is also a holy grail handbag. So we also know it's a quota bag. You can't just walk into a store and just buy it on the spot. You have to be offered the bag. But for the majority of us, sometimes getting the look for less is just the answer. So let me show you why I think the Louis Vuitton vintage Sac Friedland is the answer to the look for less. So let's start with the dimensions of the bag, shall we? So I'm just going to put the screenshot up here, including the dimensions. So it starts off with a base length of 9 inches. So the Sac Friedland is not 24 centimeters, it's 26.5 centimeters, which also works out to be 10.5 inches. So it is a little bit bigger than the Constance 24 in that direction. Now the height of the Constance 24 is 7.25 inches. So the Sac Friedland is also 7.25 inches. Which also works out to be 18.5 centimeters. So they're roughly the same height. So the Sac Friedland is a little bit bigger that way, a little bit longer that way, but they are roughly the same height. So let's look at the width of the bag. So on Fashion File, they've listed the width as 2.75 inches. So this is my Sac Friedland empty at the moment. So it's about 2.5 inches, but if I was to expand it the whole way when it's full, it's about 3.75 inches. Now Purse on Fleek, which is another Australian luxury handbag YouTuber, also did a really in-depth review of her Constance 24. So in that video she shows that when her bag is stretched out, it has a width of 9 centimeters, which is about the same as that 3.75 inches I just measured. So I'll just insert her screenshot there from her video. So in terms of the size between the LV Sac Friedland and the Hermes 24 Constance, we have the same height, roughly. We've also got the same width, roughly. And the Sac Friedland is just a little bit longer this way. So let's take a look at the strap drop now. So on the Fashion File website, they've got the strap drop to be 17.5 inches at its longest. So the Sac Friedland is... So this is about 18.5 inches at its longest. So it is 1 inch longer for the long strap drop. Now for the short strap drop, Fashion File have it listed as 9.75 inches. So that's what the Sac Friedland looks like now in its short strap setting. And so this is about 10 inches, so it's just 1/4 inch longer. So the strap drop is quite similar, it's just a little bit longer on both the short and the long settings. So let's look at the structure of the bag. So I've got some screenshots from a website called World's Best, which is a reseller website. So let's take a look side by side at the Sac Friedland and the Hermes Constance 24 gold on gold. So we've got similar aspects. So we've got a bit of a boxy shape. So this one is a little bit more triangular at the base, whereas the Constance is more of a true square shape. We've got a front flap on both of them. And for the Hermes Constance, we've got a H buckle, whereas on the LV Sac Friedland, we have a Louis Vuitton turn lock. But otherwise, it is a very similar look. Now let's look at the bag from the side and the base. So as you can see here is a very similar accordion shape between the two bags. And there's also glazing and stitching along the edges of both bags. Now let's look at the inside structure of the bags. So for both bags, so we do have that accordion shape again. So we've got two main compartments. We've got a back zipper. Now the Hermes Constance has a front slip pocket, whereas the LV Sac Friedland has a back slip pocket. But nonetheless, they nearly have the same configuration internally. Neither bags have a back pocket, so that's a similarity between the two. And one main difference is with the straps is that the Hermes Constance has metal loops here where you can pull the strap to be a double strap, or you can pull the strap to be a single strap, whereas the LV Sac Friedland has a bit of a buckle system, so you have to undo the strap and then redo it in its shorter setting, like so, or undo it and then reconfigure it into its longer setting like so. So it is more cumbersome to change the settings on the LV Sac Friedland. So let's look at some mod shots of the bag. So as we know, the strap drop in both the shorter and longer settings of the LV Sac Friedland is a bit longer than the Hermes Constance. And I'm not a very tall person, so I'm only about 156 centimeters. I think that works out to be like 5'1" or 5'2", something like that. So I'm definitely a crossbody person. So let's see what it looks like on me as a crossbody. So here it's hitting me at a really nice spot. So for some smaller bags, I don't mind wearing the crossbody a bit higher up. But for these size bags, I do like it to be kind of more so on the hip. I don't like my bags to be too low either. So this is a really nice strap drop for me. If I had removed an inch, it might sit about up here on me, which is not too bad either. But I am really happy with the current strap drop here. And many people are much taller than me too. So in fact, for a taller person, they may prefer the strap drop of the Sac Friedland. So let's look at the bag now as a side shoulder bag. So here it is as a side shoulder bag. So this is a really comfortable strap drop for me as well. So again, if I was to just try to remove an inch to emulate the Hermes Constance, it might sit a bit higher here again on me. And once again, I'm quite a short person, so a taller person, as most people are taller than me, may appreciate that extra 1 inch strap drop on the Sac Friedland. So let's look at it on the shorter setting. So for the Hermes Constance, the shorter setting is wearing the straps doubled over. So on the Sac Friedland, it is also doubled over, but it is a bit more cumbersome to undo the buckles at the top and then redo them again. So this is what it looks like from the front, from the side, and this is what it will look like from the back. So as you can see here, it is about a 1/4 inch longer strap drop than the Hermes Constance, which is not a very huge amount. So for me, this is actually a quite comfortable strap drop because I can easily get in and out of the bag. Maybe if it's just a little bit higher, it might be a little bit more uncomfortable because the flap would be closer to my underarm. So I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. So do you agree the LV Sac Friedland could be the vintage LV answer to the Hermes Constance 24? So for me, this really is the look for less. That Hermes Constance on Fashionphile is currently going for $14,370 US, whereas I bought this LV Sac Friedland for 650 Australian dollars. So there is an astronomical difference in the prices of these two. Of course, they are very different bags. Hermes is a creme de la creme, and the Constance is one of the creme de la creme bags of Hermes. And of course, I would love to have a Constance 24, but that is nowhere near inside my budget to be spending. So I realize that that's not a reality for me. So I'm very happy with this bag. So would you wear this bag? Would you consider this as an alternative to the Constance 24? And for the gold on gold color, do you agree that this Kenyan fawn with the gold hardware also makes a good substitute for the color? I definitely think so, even though Kenyan fawn is a brown rather than gold, as compared to the Louis Vuitton Capango gold, that could be pronounced totally wrong. But this bag was never made in this gold color to my knowledge, so this was the closest I could get. This LV Sac Friedland also comes in other colours too, so you can find it, for example, in black. So the black version could be the LV vintage answer to the Hermes Constance in black too. The epi leather on the LV can also be comparable to the Epsom leather on the Hermes, not because they look the same, but because they're both quite durable and they can be quite scratch resistant as well, and they are both all-weather style leathers. So I'd love to hear your comments down below. Do you agree that this LV Sac Friedland could be the vintage LV answer to the Hermes Constance Gold on Gold 24? I definitely think so, and I'm really happy with this bag. And do you agree that this Kenyan fawn colour with the gold hardware could be a substitute for that Hermes Gold on Gold look? Would you buy this bag? Would you consider this a look for less? I definitely would. So please, if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button and hit subscribe and hit that notification bell so you'll always be notified every time I put out a new video. Thanks for listening, everyone. Bye.